And what's up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP. Welcome to the Game According to Me podcast. This is where we talk about sports and wrestling. Um, and as we do most of the time during the NFL season, it's every week. And when it's not on the NFL season, it's whenever I can do it, whenever I feel like it can. So, yes. We are in football season, meaning that we are going to go ahead and talk about football. We are going to talk about um, the college football season, and we're going to talk about the NFL. So what we usually do is we start with college football, and college football this year is a lot different. Pac-12 isn't playing as of right now. The Big Ten is not playing. And a couple other of the other non-Power 5 conferences is not playing as well. However, we do still have the Big 12 and the ACC playing. The SEC have not started playing just yet. They're going to play later on in this month. But we still had some games. I think we still had some. Yes, we had a couple interesting upsets. We had Louisiana Lafayette defeating Iowa State, and people were talking about Iowa State being one of the teams that could win the actual Big 12 this year and fight for a Big 12 championship, but they lost to the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns Saturday, 31-14. So that one was a big deal. And then Kansas, oh boy, out of the Big 12, Les Miles, right? Trying to make his comeback, lost to Coastal Carolina 38-23. Yikes! What's his face? Reese Davis like to call him the Hat. The Hat get his hat fed to him by the Coastal Carolina guys. So that was weird. Otherwise, there wasn't anything big deal. You had a lot of blowouts. Oklahoma blowout Missouri State 48-0. You had Texas whooping up on UTEP 59-3. Army defeated Louisiana Monroe 37-7. Pittsburgh beat Austin Peay 55-0. North Carolina, which is supposed to be a sleeper team in the ACC, defeated Syracuse 31-6, and then West Virginia just took it to Eastern Kentucky 56-10. Yeah. So really there were really just some blowouts this week in week 2 of the college football season, and it looks like it's gonna maybe even be that way maybe for the next couple weeks, because even as more and more teams start to play and come back, I don't know if I think some people are going to play the schedules. Some people are going to play the schedules that they are wanting to. Like the ACCs, they're going straight into ACC play, and SEC will as well. So that's good. Big 12 are still playing there. As you can see, they're playing their what do you like to call them? Their cupcakes. Oklahoma against Missouri State. Come on now. I mean, this is one of the things that has to change, I think, going forward. I think one of the things that from the coronavirus that may make a change is that these college football teams need to stop playing these FCS teams. They really do. They need to stop playing the FCS teams. There's no reason Oklahoma State should be playing Missouri State, or Oklahoma State, for fast fact, playing Missouri State. Texas should be playing whoever the hell they played. Pittsburgh, no reason to play Austin Peay. And usually you'd find Alabama playing the Citadel. This week it was South Florida. playing the Citadel. But Alabama loves to play like the Citadel and Alabama and A&M and all those teams for their homecoming game. I mean, really, let's stop. Let's stop that. I mean, the one thing that is going to come from this is that from now on, there should be more and more people playing the, there should be more playing division games, playing more and more division games, and or if you don't want to play more and more divisional games, like if you don't want to play, 10 or even 12 division games. I wouldn't be mad if, just like I said, the ACC and the SEC, I think, are going to go about them just playing 10 to 12 division games and no other games. So even if you just wanted to do that, that would be fine. But yeah, it was just. It was really just not. It's always horrible to, when and again, it comes in the middle of the season at the homecoming game. The SEC loves to do that. Clemson has done it lately as well for their homecoming team, not the homecoming game, not playing a team in their division, not playing a team in their conference, not playing, or not playing another Power 5 conference team. They're playing the Citadel and Alabama A&M, and it was one of the great FCS teams that they can blow the hell out, and it's wrong. It really is. So that would be another topic for another day. I actually did a video on that I might turn to audio and put that on the podcast for you guys, the exclusive podcast for you guys. So yeah, so that was college football, basically. I will talk about this before we move on to pro football. Notre Dame, who isn't necessarily an independent, but when 6-7 years ago when they joined ACC and all of the other sports and kept their independence in football, they made an agreement that they would play 5 ACC games a year. And so with that, kind of thing that said, when they were going to start playing football and Notre Dame was going to look like to be left out, they decided to bring it in for 1 year to have Notre Dame play a conference schedule. And Notre Dame is played Duke. They always, some people said yesterday, played down to the level of play. It does seem like, it also seems like that when they can never start off a season strong. They can never come out of the box, and like Clemson. Clemson played Wake Forest, came out of the box. They beat them 37-13. That's what I'd like to see Notre Dame do. Come out of the box against Duke, and you won 27-13. But it probably should have been 37-13. They probably should have scored a few more touchdowns. They started off slow, and even at one point Duke had a lead. Duke should not have a lead on you in your home opener if you're Notre Dame. I'm sorry, it just shouldn't. So let's whatever, but it's going to be interesting to see what they can do this year inside the ACC. Because the ACC is, like I said, you get Clemson and you get North Carolina. Those are the two really big, teams that are going to be really, really good. Good enough to maybe, defeat Notre Dame, and not have it seem like, Notre Dame, choked or anything like that, or did not come to play. You can say if North Carolina beats Notre Dame 31-27, you can say, well, North Carolina really came to, we saw that this could happen this year, and that's surprising. But if Notre Dame lose to Boston College 31-27, you're gonna say Notre Dame just didn't have it today, and for some reason they just they should not have lost this game. So, but we're gonna have to see when and where the Notre Dame Fighting Irish does happen. It's gonna come pretty quick too. I think in 3 or 4 weeks they've got that Clemson game. It comes pretty quickly. So we'll see, if Notre Dame and Clemson, what goes on with those boys. And they can play each other twice. They can play one in the regular season, and then because they've got Notre Dame in the is it in the Coastal Division? I don't know what it is, but they've got Notre Dame and Clemson not in the same division. So not only could Notre Dame, and Clemson play two, twice in this, in the regular season, and once in the regular season, they could play once again in the ACC championship game. So that would be very interesting, wouldn't it? So. Yeah, so now with all that being said, now I think we are ending college football, the college football portion of this podcast. Let's move on to the National Football League. And now to opening week of the NFL. And it started on Thursday with the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Houston Texans. And that was a game which we saw the Houston Texans miss DeAndre Hopkins. We really did. We saw that. They obviously, Houston Texans and Deshaun Watson, they missed him. Kansas City Chiefs, too much for him. 34-20 was the final. And, Kansas City Chiefs showed that they've got one thing in mind. And they've got a thing, they got a hashtag, run it back. And they want to run it back. And they want to, once again, get another championship. So. They are on a mission. They are men on a mission. And they're not wrestlers from the 90s. They are men on a mission looking to win. Looking to win back-to-back championships. Looking to make a dynasty for the Kansas City Chiefs and the Kansas City Chiefs organization and the Kansas City Chiefs fans. So, and they had a good start on Thursday. Going through some of the other games, we had the Jets and the Bills played Sunday, 27-17. The Bills beat the Jets. Josh Allen looked good. I think, Josh Allen's got a lot of talent in him, and I really do think. Listen, he's still young and he still will make mistakes. He got a fumble. He fumbled the ball on Sunday as well, trying to make something happen on a scramble. But he's still got a lot of talent. He's still got a lot of ways to go, and I think he will be a better quarterback this year than a lot of people believe he will be. So I have some good faith in Josh Allen. The Packers beat the Vikings 43-34. Aaron Rodgers is just I think Aaron Rodgers is okay. You draft Jordan Love in the first round. You draft him in the first round instead of drafting me a wide receiver. You draft a running back in the second round instead of drafting me a wide receiver or a tight end or something like that. Okay, I got you. I'll show you what I can do. And I think this is going. He about to scorch the earth with flames of hate. It's Aaron Rodgers. So 43-34, Packers beat the Vikings. A comeback of actually we had two comebacks for us. One was the Washington Redskins coming back from 17, scoring 27 unanswered points, beating the Eagles. Did I call them the Redskins? They're not the Redskins. I apologize. They are the Washington football team, and they beat the Eagles 27-17. Some turnovers in that game from Carson Wentz helped spark up the football team's first win as the head coach of Washington for Ron Rivera, You got to get an IV. Ron Rivera is fighting cancer. Ron Rivera was a Chicago Bear, you know, as not only as a player but as a coach. So we wish him well in his battle with cancer, and hope and know that he will defeat this bastard once and for all. So way to go, head coach Ron, River Road Ron. Baltimore just blew the hell out of the Browns. The Browns, since they've come back in 1999, when they made their comeback, they are 1-20-1 when it comes to opening weekend. They won one game. They've lost 20, and they tied once. Yeesh. And it did not seem to get any better for Baker Mayfield as well. However, on the other side, Lamar Jackson seems to just picked up where he left off. He didn't run a lot, which is good. I think as cool as it was to see him throw for 3,000 and rush for 1,000, he should not be rushing for 1,000 yards. He should be rushing for maybe 500-600, something like that yards, and to be passing for that. He should be going for 4,000 yards. So that's the really effective way he can be effective. So seems like he's going to stay the same way. How about this upset, which eliminated me from my eliminator thing? The Jacksonville Jaguars defeated the Indianapolis Colts 27-20, and guess what? That damn Phillip Rivers once again turning the ball over. You know, thought maybe go to a new place and a new with some new talent, and he tried to get one last year of that, but he just is what he is, I guess, at this point right now. That's a turnover machine. 2 interceptions, and that led to the Jacksonville Jaguars coming back. They were down by about 10 points, I believe. They made a comeback, and the Jacksonville Jaguars won the game 27-20 with Gardner Minshew. Let's see the Jacksonville Jaguars can keep this up. I don't think so, but let's see what they can do. The Raiders took on the Panthers, beat them 34-30. The other big upset I mentioned was a big comeback was my team, the Chicago Bears, beating the Detroit Lions. The Lions were beating the Bears 23-6. And the Chicago Bears made a fourth quarter comeback, scoring 2 touchdowns, beating them 27-23. DeAndre Swift of the Lions had the game-winning touchdown in his hand with 6 seconds left. Could not make it. Could not bring it in, and it's a heartbreaking loss for the Lions, and it's an incredible victory for the Bears, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. And but Bears fans are still not very happy because Mitchell Trubisky still did not look like a quarterback. Or a competent quarterback. Even though he threw 3 touchdown passes, there still were times where he was very inaccurate. There were times where he had the thing where he lost like 28 yards on a sack, and it was one of those buts. We won, but so the Lions need to do something as well. They once again last year apparently they lost 9 games by 7 points or less, and here we are, new season, and they lost another game by 7 points or less. The Seahawks defeated the Falcons 38-25. Russell Wilson, incredible day. As many incompletions as touchdown passes. 31 of 35, 300 plus yards, and 4 touchdowns. Incredible day for the Seahawks. If we're gonna see that from the Seahawks, watch out. Patriots beat the Dolphins 21-11. Cam Newton shined out. In his debut, 2 rushing touchdowns. The Chargers beat the Bengals 16-13. Randy Bullock, kicker for the Bengals, missed a chip shot field goal, very, very close. Then he played it off at the end. He faked an injury or it was a cramp and not like something where he had tore something or broken something. But the Chargers beat the Bengals. Joe Burrow's debut, he had a rushing touchdown. I saw that. That was really, really good. Cardinals upset the 49ers, the defending NFC champion 49ers, 24 to 20. DeAndre Hopkins missing from the Texans. Cardinals say thank you. 16 targets, had 14 catches. Incredible. They immediately got the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. They knew what they were doing. Kyler Murray had a wonderful day. He had over 200 yards passing. He had over 90 yards rushing. He had 2 touchdowns himself. So the Cardinals, everybody think will be a sleeper team to catch up, and they showed it right now, defeating the what could be a lot of people think is the best defense in the NFL, the 49ers. The Saints beat the Buccaneers 34-23. Tom Brady threw 2 interceptions, in his debut. Alvin Kamara had a day, scoring 2 touchdowns on the other side. And for the Buccaneers, it's gonna take some time. We had no OTAs and no really main line practices, no preseason games. We had none of that stuff. Probably gonna take time to come together. Mike Evans also has a little bit of an injury as well. So all that being said, I think it might take a few weeks before they actually, get on track and they have that offense cooking and watch it. They'll put it together against my Bears on a Thursday night football game. Watch it, I guarantee you. The Rams beat the Cowboys 20-17. Debatable call at the end of the game, an offensive pass interference. Was it or was it not? Listen, I think what it is that they've always said if the receiver extends the elbow, it's an offensive pass interference, and that's what Michael Gallup did. He extended the elbow. I can see maybe what Michael McCarthy saying that maybe he also got hooked, but he was also already elbow extended when there was a hooking going on. So the call was either offensive pass interference or the call would have been no call at all. All right, and that's not defensive pass interference. So either one of those calls would have been okay, but it was called offensive pass interference, and I actually think that is the right call. Rams beat the Cowboys 20-17. Once again, the Cowboys come out slow. Don't come out with a lot of energy or effectiveness or anything like that. So it's we'll have to see what this new offense is. This does not seem to be Mike McCarthy's true offense. Mike McCarthy is a West Coast offense type of guy, but I think they're still doing plays from Kellen Moore. Last year under Kellen Moore, Dak Prescott threw for almost 5,000 yards. But most of that, I believe, was from, Ezekiel Elliott sitting out. So they didn't want to put so much on Ezekiel Elliott since he had sat out most of the preseason last year. So they went with Dak Prescott, and he proved that he could handle it by that much. But now with everything with Ezekiel Elliott not holding out and everything like that, they're probably going to go back to more of a running game, which I don't know if that's the right way to go about it, but it didn't work for them Sunday. 2017 Rams. And the 2 Monday night games last night. The first one, the Steelers defeated the Giants 26-16. Ben Roethlisberger back. Steelers earned their first win. That is 9 straight wins on Monday Night Football for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 3rd longest streak in NFL history. An unbelievable way to come back for Big Ben. Giants get their one. They get their one Monday Night Football game. Don't get their one primetime game out of the way because they're more than likely not going to be that good of a team. So get them out of the way. And then the second one was the Titans and the Broncos. Steven Gostkowski missed a lot of kicks last night, but he kicked the winning one. Still, had a lot of pressure and still a lot of faith in them. 16-14, the Titans beat the Broncos, and the Titans in the in the week 1 with a win, beating the Broncos. And we've done the week 2 of college football and week 1 of the NFL season. Let's quickly talk about just a couple things. In other sports, we're getting ready to, because of COVID-19 and this weird 2020, we're also getting ready to have the NBA Finals. We're getting ready to have the NBA Finals. And the conference finals are getting ready to start. We've got Toronto and not Toronto. We got Miami and Boston getting ready to start tonight. The Clippers and Nuggets are playing Game 7 tonight as well. Before they go on to the Western Conference, can the Denver Nuggets for the second consecutive time come back from a 3-1 deficit to win the series? It's going to be some incredible to watch. So we have that. We still have baseball going on, and actually we usually have baseball going on. We usually still have baseball going on, and it's still the same thing. There's usually baseballs going on, and they're still ramping up for the playoffs. So there's still that. And hockey's usually gone, but we're having the Stanley Cup playoffs happening as well. I think they're in the Stanley Cup final now, and so yeah, there's so much stuff because of what's happening with COVID that so much stuff is going on right now. But usually on this podcast we will it will be weekly during the football season, and we will be talking about the college the weekend in college football and the weekend in pro football, and that will be mostly as we get to the NBA Finals. We may talk about a couple of them, and as we get to the World Series, we may talk about some of those games as well. But more or less, it is just going to be about the game, the wonderful game of the football. So make sure you stay right here. Wherever you're listening, you make sure you subscribe and you sign up and you do everything that you want to, so that we can, so that you can get your feel of pro and college football from me. And if you are listening on Anchor FM, this is where I host my my podcast. This is where my main host of a podcast. You can go to my homepage and you can actually subscribe. Yes. Believe it or not, you can subscribe. You can be a 99-cent subscriber. You can be a $4.99 subscriber, or you can be a $9.99 subscriber. Now, listen here. You don't get any special perks or anything like that. There's nothing like that. You are just saying, hey, I like this guy's content so much. I like the way I love what he does on his podcast so much that I want to help him out. So, and then that's all that is for. It's nothing that you have to do. You don't get any special perks. My podcasts are still going to come out every week, and yes. So that's all that is. And if you want to help me out, I appreciate it so much. If you don't, that's fine. Still continue to listen. That's also good as well. Make sure you share, and also make sure you continue to share my podcast if you can with the rest of your friends in the world and everywhere else. So I appreciate that as well. But maybe you want to, kind of support me, but you want some perks. You want some other perks. Well, I got a place for that too. www.patreon.com/AJTRIP. Become a patron. There are 3 tiers, price tiers. Become a patron, and and there are different types of things on there that you can get to. And when I get to a certain amount of patrons, I will open up the floodgates, and then we will start having things of, I will start having like contests, or not contests, but like voting things of what you want to see me talk about on my YouTube channel, what you want to see me play on my Twitch channel, or what you want to hear me talk about right here on my podcast. Maybe I'll venture away from the sporting world, away from the wrestling world, and talk about something else, something that you want to talk about, something that something that I can, I don't know. You want me to talk about Netflix or something? Now I have to do some research. I don't have Netflix, but you want me to talk about Netflix, or you want me to talk about movies, or something like that. Maybe something like that. I may talk about that. Maybe something. Maybe not something specific, because I couldn't do I couldn't do anything specific. Like I can't talk about Star Wars because I don't like Star Wars, and I can't get into it. And I'm not gonna watch those movies. But you said you talk about movies. Okay, I can talk about movies. Let me talk about the movies that I like, and maybe the movies that I think you should see. Maybe even give you a list of my top movies of all time, things like that. But yeah, so you go to patreon.com/AJTRIP and become a patron. Alright, y'all. That's going to be it for me this week. Make sure you come back next week as we talk about week 3 of the college football and week 2 of the National Football League. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.